Welcome to the Manifest Direction. In this episode, Mr. Gabriel Undelikwo, a development expert, focuses on women in his discourse on youth and women empowerment. Enjoy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Undelikwo. You raised very important points, some of which include that women should be made chiefs. By the way, around Africa, in some communities, women are chiefs, but it's not preponderant. So women should be made chiefs, even commanders-in-chief, legislature, governance should include women, and empowerment to be CEOs, to run businesses, multilateral agencies, and so on. So we note that in specific terms, you've called on the Manifest Direction to take this a notch higher. Please guide us in specific terms what the issues are and what we should be doing.
Okay, thank you so much. That is quite a very critical issue you've raised. The Manifest Direction team have started on a good footing, so you need to sustain it. What do I mean? You need to continuously give visibility to those issues which you have started. So continuously advocate and give visibility by way of the multimedia approach to the various issues that affect women and how women can be empowered, capacitated to play the role expected of them. So your team should continue with what you are doing by raising the issues, advocating, using multimedia channels and approaches to address that. But in doing that, basically you are going to say, look, there are quite a lot of harmful practices and traditions that we still have prevalence in our communities that need to be eliminated. There are laws, particularly that have been put in place protecting the girl child, harmful practices, rape, sexual exploitation. All those laws should be seen being implemented to be able to ensure that women are protected, the girl child is protected. There are also programs that ensure that we retain girls in school. So you need to emphasize that those programs should be implemented to the extent that girls are enabled to have education. When they are educated, significantly they are empowered. There are also issues that we need to look at our governance structure. There's some specific affirmative action that we need to put in place to ensure that we get women into leadership position. Remember, during this period of COVID, there was a particular statistic that people were carrying around to show that countries that better respond to COVID-19 were countries that are being governed by women.
Yes.
So it has shown clearly that women are very good managers, good leaders, and so let's call attention to that fact. Probably we might need to advocate for some form of an affirmative action for women to be given a prominent leadership role to play. But importantly, let's ensure that women access to credit. Women have access to credit so that they can expand most of their businesses they are doing, and so that it can create a multiplier effect, both the society and the economy, particularly in the homes. There are some communities where women are still being discriminated against, where the girl child is still being discriminated against, they're not being given priority when it comes to education. We need to ask that some of those things be addressed significantly. There are issues that affect a woman in a workplace that might not necessarily affect other persons. So that also needs to be recognized, because if you don't do that, it will limit the woman's ascendancy to the height of that particular organization. It is not basically in terms of equality but equity we ask you. What are those unique things that tend to limit the growth of the woman, the growth of the girl child? Let's identify them. Let's get the Manifest team to use both the conventional, the social media, and other forms of channels that exist, community dialogues, engagement with community leaders to address those issues, so that we go beyond just the social media, we go beyond the conventional media. We engage directly with the institutions that exist in the communities by way of advocacy, but also by drawing attention to the fact that yes, some of these practices might have been good in the time past, but given current realities, they are no longer acceptable. So let's be seen aligning really with some best practices when it comes to empowering women, ensuring that they are capacitated, ensuring that they are given a role to play in terms of leadership, in terms of decision making in every phase of our society where we find ourselves. Basically, that is the way to go, and I tell you, if you adopt that rule, you will not only be playing a role significant for the society, you also just be doing what God has enjoined all of us to do. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Importantly, when it comes to prioritizing women, be it in education, we see that the peculiarities of women many times are not taken into cognizance. I mean, in terms of what it would take to sustain a girl child in school, what also it would take to ensure that the girl child is able to complete his or her education, and importantly, what is it that we need to do to, if by way of an affirmative action, to ensure that women really are given the right of place. So those are the many of the issues that we have not really been taking much into cognizance. But importantly, there are so many structural barriers that exist. The culture, the patriarchal systems that we run in many of our communities. You also realize the way and manner that women are being structured over a period to recognize the fact that they are not supposed to be part of the decision making in the communities. We don't have women as chiefs in many communities who are taking presiding over decision making. And of course, many women have been oriented, nurtured, and socialized over a period to feel that yes, this is our role. So that brings in the gender issue. So when you see a woman ascending a leadership position, she goes through quite a lot to get there. Even while he's there are a lot of profiling and stigmatization that goes with her. So basically, there are a lot of fundamental issues that have to do with women that we really need to give particular attention to. And I'm quite happy that you are flagging this issue, and quite also happy that we take cognizance of the inequalities that exist when it comes to women. We take into cognizance the cultural barriers that women suffer. We take into cognizance the fact that at the end of the day, it is a woman that will take care of you. As a man, it is the woman that brought you to life, the woman that nurtured you. So, people that give life, people that take care of all of us, but when it comes to the main consideration, they are not there. So, I'm quite happy that you are bringing it up, and it's something that I want you as much as possible, the Manifest Direction team, to give greater prominence to. Thank you.
Thank you very much.